On the 19th of May, 2011, two American and Indonesian children, Sean and Brendan, requested their Balinese mother, Nimade Jati, to meet them at the National Commission for Child Protection in Jakarta. Although their mother hadn't seen them in 4 years, she refused to come from Bali to Jakarta. Made Jati did not answer her children directly, but sent an SMS text message to a news reporter that she had only agreed to meet them at her home in Bali. But the boys had fled Bali 4 years earlier, after they and their father, Michael, an American citizen, had received a death threat. For a mother to refuse to meet or even to communicate with their own children, there must be a deeper explanation. The threat, by all indications, stemmed from a suspected criminal fraud, started in 2005, based upon false documents and Hindu ceremonies arranged by Made Jati's family, and apparently intended to defraud Michael and the children of all family assets. Sean, Brendan, and Michael fled to California, where Made Jati later appeared and petitioned for custody of the children. But when the California judge ordered that Made Jati explain the events in Bali, Made Jati fled California ahead of testimony and left her children forever. Made Jati was apparently afraid to testify, because the most frightening aspect of this case is the indication that she is backed by a mafia of the gods, which appears to control the Bali legal system and frequently assists in frauds against foreign investors in the Bali tourist industry. The traces of this mafia are clear in the bizarre court decisions, the blocked police investigations, and finally, in the death threat against two children who requested and were refused protection of the Bali legal system. In family tragedies, the children are always the prime victims. The boys lost everything, including their mother. Made Jati is afraid to come to California, the judge ruling that she had abandoned her children and issuing an arrest warrant. She is afraid to come to Jakarta, the Supreme Court ruling that her false documents were obtained in a manner contrary to law, and the case is now under review at the National Police Headquarters and Kompolnas in Jakarta. But as long as she remains in Bali and remains silent, Made Jati is wealthy and safe under the protection of the Bali police. She controls all the assets seized from her husband and children, and she is well known as the owner of Uluwatu Boutiques, Quarry Restaurant, and Seven Seas International Dive Resort. But the price was the destruction of her own family and children. Sean and Brendan are now graduating high school and are ready to enter university. For 6 years, Made Jati refused to contribute to her children's living expenses. Now again she's refused the children's request to help pay for their education. So Sean and Brendan are now asking for assistance from the media to open this case to public attention. Michael has written the story behind his family, which will soon be published in both English and Indonesian, titled 11 Demons, Secrets of Deincarnation in Bali, which opens wide the door to a dark corner of the startling world of the Island of the Gods.